Hi, and welcome to the Modern Persian Food Podcast. We are food bloggers,
Bita Arabian,
and Bita Nazim Kelly, and we're here to share with you the rich flavors and fresh ingredients of Persian cooking and how to incorporate them into today's modern lifestyles.
We're excited to introduce you to the flavors, tastes, and techniques we use, and also our own cultural stories and perspectives growing up in the U.S. in a Persian family. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome, everyone, to episode number 18. This is Bita, and I'm here with the other Bita, and we are talking today about Persian appetizers, getting ready for any big games or when hopefully we can entertain in person again, and also just fun things to eat in the afternoon, starting off your happy hour or on the weekend with just yourself and your family, or your fun happy hour calls over Zoom. What are some fun things that we can eat? So we thought we'd share some of our favorites, and hopefully you can try them out at home with some of our easy cheats. Bita June, I can't wait till we can have some appetizers together soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Hi, Bita June. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Appetizers are great for before meals, but they're also great as a healthy snack alternative as well. Especially we're all home more, the kitchen is there. And so it's really nice to have some unique and healthy alternatives. So I'm excited to talk about Persian appetizers today.
Yeah. And you have an ebook on little Persian bites too. We'll put the link of that into the show notes so people can see all the fun things that you make and share.
Okay, awesome. The Persian Bites is the name of it. It's an ebook. It's free, and it's my first cookbook ever.
Yay, congratulations.
Thank you. It's just a compilation of appetizers and desserts, a few desserts from Oven Hug, my blog and recipe collection that are just all put together in a bundle. So
awesome. So what are some of your favorites that you have there?
One of the most traditional Persian appetizers is just so simple. It's the herb and bread and cheese and nut platter.
Sabzi Khordan.
Sabzi Khordan. And I really love that. I love making like the perfect little loghmeh, which is the Farsi word for bite. So Sabzi Khordan is usually a big, beautiful platter with just abundant fresh herbs, usually feta cheese, a couple of nuts like walnuts and almonds, and sometimes there's radishes and green onions. People could get really ornate with making like beautiful little flower-shaped radishes and fanning out green onions and things. But when I'm talking about what I will eat, like in a realistic, modern way, I love like a thicker whole wheat pita bread. And then I will tuck all the yummies in it. I like actually spreading some butter. This is an instance where I will eat butter in a warm bread and I tuck it in there, tuck it in. I like to load it up.
Yeah.
My favorite combo is cilantro, walnuts, and cheese and butter. That's it. Like really simple. It's just light enough to kind of get you going and ready for like a big, delicious meal.
And a lot of times when you go to a Persian restaurant, they'll bring that to the table. And it's a lot of fun because people can actually make their own little bites. So it's not like, you have to have it just set in a certain way. You can mix up the herbs and everyone can just have like a little different variation of their own little bite.
I mean, I think that's a unique part of our cuisine is to eat a raw, fresh herb. I mean, of course, we have salads in Western culture, but it's just herbs. And it's surprising how delicious it makes things just to take that little bite of a fresh herb.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you like having as a Persian appetizer?
I do have to say that I think my favorite appetizer in general, Persian or not, is chicken wings. I'm like a big chicken wing girl.
Chicken wings!
Like, yeah. Chicken wing. Oh my God. Brings back memories of people calling me chicken wing.
That's your nickname?
I just remembered that when I said chicken wing because I talked about living off of Polk Street before, but there was like a little like pizza place there and they would make really great wings. I won't even tell you how often I went there because it's pretty embarrassing, but I would always get the chicken wings. And then so I don't think they knew what my name was. They just like knew me as chicken wing. So,
oh no.
All right. So I know that's a little too much information, but I love chicken wings. And so I experimented the other day and came up with this like really fun way to make chicken wings. Okay, so it's my original chicken wing recipe, which I have on my site. And it's basically the easiest thing. I get a baking sheet, I get chicken wings, kind of pat them off, dry them off a little bit, add salt and pepper to both sides. That's it. I put it into the oven and I cook it for 40 minutes. And I turn them about every 10 minutes. So that's my regular chicken wing recipe. I love mixing that with Frank's Red Hot sauce, and it actually renders some of its own fat. So I don't need to even add any oil or anything like that. And then I just mix it all together. It's delicious. So I wanted to Persianify that recipe. And so what I did is I cooked it the same way. Although I do have to say that I moved recently and I have a different oven. So I now have a convection oven. So it actually cooked in like half the time. So if you are cooking it in a convection, just know that it's not going to take you 40 minutes. But the rest of the recipe of cooking it was the same. And then after they came out, right straight in the pan, I poured over pomegranate molasses on top of the wings. And I just kind of tossed them, added just a tiny bit more salt. And that's it. And it was so delicious. I can't wait to just feed people these wings. I garnished it up with some fresh pomegranate on top and some parsley and like chopped up little pistachios just to make it have extra Persian flair. But this is going to be like a staple on my entertaining menu. Pomegranate molasses wings.
That is so fun and creative and unique. Oh my gosh. I think that's a chicken wing I could stand behind.
Absolutely.
I think I definitely could. So you might be able to make your wings in the air fryer, although you have a convection oven, so probably no need. But when you start talking about your chicken wings and now you're in your new house, maybe you can unpack it and give it a whirl, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. What are some of your other favorite Persian appetizers?
When I think about Persian appetizers, my mouth drills over eggplant. And I have a recipe for an eggplant appetizer that was inspired from a Borani eggplant dip I had at a Persian restaurant outside of LA on New Year's Eve several years ago. And I came home and I recreated it, made it healthier. And I tell you what, this eggplant dish will make people who don't love eggplant because I have them in my family. Those picky eaters that think they don't like eggplant will eat this and be like, oh, yeah, I want more. I want more. So good.
Tell us about it.
I make it really easily. I bake my eggplants. I usually get the long, skinny ones. It's a little milder than the big, fat eggplants I find. And I bake them long enough, peel the skin off, and then I chop it into smaller pieces and put it in my Cuisinart with some yogurt, olive oil, garlic, salt, and top it all off with olive oil, onion, mint. And sometimes I'll put some walnuts. But I actually just bought some pre-cooked eggplant in a jar at a new Middle Eastern market that opened up in Palo Alto. And I'm going to experiment with using that as a time saver because then I can skip cooking the eggplant altogether. Now all I have to do is blend it up. So I'm excited to try that.
And the Borani is like a dip or like a side?
Yeah, we eat it like a side and a dip. It's really good just with any kind of bread dipped into it and just plain on the side. But it is also super similar to Kashkeh Bademjoon or Kashkeh Bademjan. And to, translate that Bademjoon or Bademjan is Farsi for eggplant. And kashk is the whey fermented, strained derivative of yogurt that is more sour and salty that is traditionally in Kashkeh Bademjoon. And so I actually changed the title of my recipe to that. It's a little bit more common term of reference for such a dip, although I don't keep kashk in the house. I keep yogurt in the house, so I make it with yogurt.
Yeah. And I think that that's the whole point of what we're trying to get across too, is that you don't have to really kill yourself over finding the exact ingredient to do it. We're like, we're living our lives, so we're going to take our own approach to something. If you prefer to use yogurt instead of kashk, like go for it. Like it's your kitchen, you're the chef, be your own chef, do your own thing. And that's what we have to do in this, modern times.
Yeah.
I love Persianifying sliders too, because it's just fun to kind of incorporate, like if you're going to be making little patties, you can add a little bit of turmeric and onion into that mix. And I love making little sliders, putting a little bit of mast khiyar on it. So like yogurt and cucumber sauce on the little burger and put fresh herbs in there too to make like a fun little Persian thing. I have a cheat. We talked about ready-made meatballs the other day. So if I'm entertaining and I want to have like a variety of different things, those ready-made meatballs, I'll actually cook them and then make a Persian sauce to coat them. So sometimes I'll use harissa or I'll make a sauce with some different spices and add that spice to the meatball. So it kind of makes like a little bit of a fun Persian flavored meatball as like an appetizer.
You just gave me an idea, and I love how our conversations so inspire me, and I hope it's inspiring other people. But
yeah,
I have ready-made meatballs. They're pre-cooked everything. All you do is heat them up. I have pomegranate molasses. Now, how about making the Bademjan sauce, which is the pomegranate molasses with the walnuts, and having turkey meatballs with the pomegranate sauce as an appetizer with little toothpicks? Like, I could do that right now. Like, I could go hang up and turn this off and go make that.
Yeah, you totally could.
What a great idea. I love that.
You know, I love cuckoo. I make cuckoo a lot. Cuckoo is like a spinach and herb kind of frittata that we make. And you can actually make it with different vegetables in there. I'll like make it with broccoli sometimes. And what I like to do when I have a party is also make mini versions of those. So get like a cupcake tray and then bake the cuckoo into those individual sizes. And then they come out and they're like great little snack size appetizers.
They're great. I recommend making like little egg bites in my coaching practice as a fast and easy way to have breakfast ready to go. And you could do it with the cuckoo sabzi. I have the little recipe to make them in the muffin tins as well. And a cheat is that if you can get a hold of the herbs frozen, like if you have a Middle Eastern market nearby, it's called cuckoo. So cuckoo sabzi, sometimes you can get already pre-chopped and frozen. And then it's really, really easy.
Yeah.
I think we haven't asked the beats, but before we launch into that, let me invite you, dear listener, to engage in our conversation. We love it when we get feedback from you, and we've gotten the most feedback from our Instagram handle at Modern Persian Food, but we also have an email, hello@modernpersianfood.com. We will entertain any question, food related or not, and it'll be a chance for you to be featured on our show with your handle. Who do we have today, Bita June?
Okay, our question today comes from Mona from Sacramento, and she asks, how do you get eggplant creamy every single time?
Hi, Mona. Thank you for participating. That's a great question. So with regards to eggplant, to get it creamy every time, what comes to mind for me is to make sure you're cooking it long enough. So I have undercooked eggplant, and what happens if you undercook eggplant is it will be chewy and mealy and not creamy, the opposite of creamy. But I have very rarely overcooked eggplant. You almost can't overcook eggplant because especially when you're peeling the skin off, you know, that part might get kind of burnt, but the longer you cook it, the mushier it gets. And the mushy is what makes it creamy. And then the other thing you can do is to add a little olive oil. Olive oil definitely helps with the creamy texture, as well as whatever dairy form you're going to use. A kashk or a whey or a yogurt will also add creaminess. Do you have anything to add about the eggplant question?
The way that I cook eggplant when I want it to be super soft and really luscious is baking it whole. And I feel like when you bake a big eggplant in the oven, poke a few holes in it, it just cooks so much that it basically collapses. And then the eggplant inside the flesh at that point is just so soft and like gushy that baking it whole for a long period of time is really, I think, the trick to get it like super soft.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. And it does. It just gets like wrinkly and you can tell that it's mushy inside because, yeah, you said it like almost collapses.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Mona June, for your question. And as Bita said, if anyone has any further questions or curious about anything, let us know. We'd love to feature your question and talk about it.
Thanks, Bita June. I'm going to go make some of those snacks. I got hungry.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for talking in the middle of your move. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, my pleasure. And I hope you have a really great day. And everyone too.
Until next time.
So you've been listening to Modern Persian Food with Bita and Beata. Thanks for spending time with us. If you enjoyed what you heard today, consider telling your friends or giving us a good rating on iTunes. You can subscribe to our show for free on your favorite podcasting app or find us online at modernpersianfood.com for recipes and info that we talked about today. Thanks so much. We'd love to hear your thoughts and see you next time.